Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm ranking all the heists in the game in 2025. Why the fuck not, man? This is definitely not an original idea. I don't know who the fuck's done it. I don't care who's done it. But this is my ranking. Now, this will have certain categories that the heists will have to go by. These categories are: how much money can you make from doing it in the amount of time it takes, and how fun they are. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, Cayo Perico is going to be an S. Let's just put it there to begin with, okay? We all know it's going to be an S. It's the best heist in the game. Let's have some fun with the other heists, okay? So first up, we have the Fleeker job. Now, the Fleeker heist is the first heist you do in the game. Now, as it is the first heist to do in the game, it is a lot easier than the others, being the fact that there's only two setups. You only need two people to do it, and the hardest part of it all is probably using the drill for the first time. I think we've all struggled with that. Trying to get that safety deposit box open with that drill for the very first time. I think we all fucked it up a bit, but that's okay. I don't think the payout is that great though. I think it's like 100k for doing it. But however, it is the first heist that you do, and in my opinion, it is a great introduction to heists. So the Fleeker job is going to go into B tier. Now, Prison Break, on the other hand, is a bit of a drag. Now, don't get me wrong, it's fun to go through for the first time, you know, breaking somebody out of prison. However, it doesn't pay out well. It pays out 400 grand. If you do it 4 ways, that's 100 grand each, and there's quite a few more setup. The heist itself really is not that interesting, I must admit. I wasn't a huge fan of it going through it several times. However, it is still on the easier end of heists in the game, but again, it is not as good as the Fleeker job, and it's not as good as some of the others on this list, so I'm gonna put it in C tier. Next up on the list is, in my opinion, the one that you can have either the best time or the least fun time doing, and that is Humane Raids. Now, this is very codependent on the multiple people that you are playing with. If you don't have good people that you are playing with, this heist just is not going to be fun in the slightest. The setups are pretty cool though, I will admit. I do quite enjoy the one where you have to shoot out the people at the quarry site. That is probably one of my favourite setups in the entire game. However, like I said, this heist, you're either going to have a great time or you're going to have a horrible time. It's really codependent on who you are partied with. However, the payout is a lot better than the Prison Break. I think it's like 675,000. Still not great, but at this point in the game, you know, heists you're on the third heist out of the 5 of the original heist. Overall though, I'd definitely give it a C tier just because of how codependent. Actually, you know what, we'll give it a B tier just because of how codependent you are on the other people that you have to play with. That is how much fun you are going to have. After Humane Raids, we do have Series A, which is arguably, in my opinion, or the best heist out of the original 5. Better than the next one. I know that might be a controversial take, but I just think it's the most fun out of all of them, man. I definitely had the most fun doing this. The setups, they're really fun. The characters, you know, being involved with Trevor and everything, and then that end cutscene where he almost gets caught by the police, that's just really fun, man. The payout isn't as good as Humane Labs, but at the end of the day, it's still a pretty fun one to do, and in my opinion, fun is the most important thing when it comes to doing these things. So I'm gonna put Series A and A. And now we are on to the Pacific Standard heist, arguably one of the best heists in the game. It was the final out of the 5 original heists that came out in the game, and it paid the most. It was the most fun to do, man. Honestly, that final heist is one of the most fun things to do in the entire game. Sure, it doesn't pay that much nowadays. However, back in the day, man, you wanted to do this anytime you could get in lobby, you're fucking staying in there, man. It doesn't matter if you're with level 4s, level 5s, you're staying in there because of how well this genuinely paid. I genuinely think this is one of the best heists in the entire game. It's an immediate S tier, man. If anyone disagrees with that, just get the fuck out, man. After that though, they did bring out the Doomsday heists. Now, I'm gonna run through this quite quickly because they are shit. Act 1, Act 3, D tier, man. The reason why they're D tier, the payout's really good, don't get me wrong, but you have to do preps and then do the setups to be able to do the heist. It's just really long, man. I think one of these is like 4 hours to do. Like, it just takes too long for it to be viable, and the setups really are not that fun, especially the one, I don't know what heist it is, but especially the one where you have to go down into the database and you have to find data. Oh my god, bro, the amount of times I've died on that. Don't get me fucking started. They're both D tier. However, Act 2 is an S tier. Now, that's a bit contradictory, don't get me wrong, but I'm sure you all know why. The Act 2 replay glitch. Now, Act 2 had this glitch. I don't know if it still has it. It might still have it. Where you could do it 15 minutes once you have the heist. 15 minutes with somebody else. You leave and you rejoin, and then they get the payout and you get to keep the heist, so you can keep doing it over again. So if you had like one friend who also had it, you guys can make like 1.3 mil every 15 minutes. It was fucking insane, man. The overall heist though, it wasn't that great, but because of that, I can't see any other reason why it wouldn't be an S tier. Like, the influence it had, man, is absolutely crazy. Obviously, you have the mini heists next. Now, I'm not going to rank these. I'm just going to put all of them in C, just because they're not great. They're fun to do if you want to do something different in the game, but they're not that great. They don't really pay that well, and they're quite hard to do. When I say hard to do, I mean like long to do, and the amount of effort you have to actually put into it. So they're not great, but they're not bad. Next up, I think it was the Clucking Bell Raid. I think that's the next heist that came out in the game. And honestly, for a new player, this is an S tier. However, when you get later on into GTA, it becomes more of like a B tier. So I'll average it out, man. We'll do A tier for Clucking Bell Raid, man. What can I say? It's an easy solo heist to do. The payout is very good, 500k every like hour, 20 minutes. That's pretty good, man, and there's no timer on how quickly it takes for you to be able to redo it. So if you wanted to, you could just farm this all day. It's a great heist, man. And then the most recent one that has come out that is not KO Perico. Actually, no, the Clock and Bell came out before this. It's the casino. Honestly, this is probably an S tier. I want to put an S tier. However, that fucking fingerprint shit, man, I can't get on with that in the fucking slightest. It's a really fun heist, don't get me wrong. I think I'm gonna put it S tier just because it's the casino. It's one of the best heists in the entire game, gameplay wise. I don't see any other reason why it wouldn't be an S tier. It's just great, man. And obviously KO Perico, that's obviously S tier. We don't need to talk about that anymore. But that is all the heists in the game, man. If you guys disagree with any of my ratings, please let me know, as I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you did enjoy, consider subscribing, as I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of next month. It's going to be hard, but I reckon we can do it, man. I reckon we can do it. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.